Dr. Frankenstein.
A comedy shot in rebellious black and white, a musical number the director wanted to cut, and original 1931 Frankenstein equipment pulled from a garage to bring the dead back to life. Mel Brooks didn't just parody the classics, he resurrected them. In 1974, Young Frankenstein proved that lightning could strike twice, and these are the cinema secrets you missed. Number 1. The black and white battle. Mel Brooks insisted Young Frankenstein be shot in black and white to mimic 1930s Universal monster movies. The studio fought him hard, arguing no 1970s audience would pay for a black and white comedy. They offered more money, bigger promotion, and colorized previews to change his mind. Brooks threatened to walk if they forced color. The studio finally relented, but with one condition: no advertising could mention it was black and white. Brooks agreed. The result was a gothic, timeless aesthetic that felt rebellious rather than retro. The gamble paid off. Audiences embraced the authentic look, and the film became a classic precisely because it didn't compromise. Number 2. The musical number Brooks hated. Brooks thought the putting on the Ritz scene was too weird, too long, too jarring, and too Broadway style for the movie. He argued with Gene Wilder for days to cut it. Wilder absolutely refused. They filmed it reluctantly, with Brooks still convinced it was a mistake. Then Brooks saw the fully costumed, lit scene in editing. He completely flipped, calling it possibly the best sequence in the entire movie. What started as a bitter creative conflict became one of comedy history's most beloved moments. Sometimes the director doesn't know best.
Son of a bitch bastard, I'll get you for this one!
Number 3. Wilder and Feldman's secret rewrites. Brooks ran a tight set and wanted actors to stick to the script, but Gene Wilder and Marty Feldman constantly whispered tweaks to lines, gags, and timing between takes. Brooks would yell, "Stick to the script!" and they'd smile and change it again anyway. Feldman once rewrote his entrance with a completely new accent without telling anyone. The crew cracked up. Brooks was furious until he watched playback and realized it was alive and surreal. He gave them more creative freedom because their instincts worked. The chaos became magic. Number 4. Peter Boyle's melting makeup nightmare. The monster makeup took hours to apply. Layers of latex, prosthetics, and glue carefully built up. But under hot studio lights, it melted. Face sagging, forehead bubbling, scars sliding down. Filming stopped repeatedly for fans and reapplication. Peter Boyle barely complained, sweating through dance sequences in a full tuxedo. He turned physical discomfort into an unforgettable, sympathetic performance. The monster became lovable partly because Boyle suffered so gracefully. Number 5. Igor's wandering hump. Igor's hump jumps sides throughout the film. Right shoulder, left shoulder, gone entirely, then back again. This wasn't a continuity error. Marty Feldman deliberately moved it to mess with everyone without telling the director or makeup department. When Brooks noticed, he laughed and told editors to leave it in. The unexplained gag became a hidden, brilliantly absurd detail. When Dr. Frankenstein offers to help with that hump, Igor's deadpan "what hump" lands perfectly because the audience has been subconsciously tracking it. Number 6. Cloris Leachman's unbreakable deadpan. Cloris Leachman played Frau Blucher cold, sharp, and measured, not over the top. She used a clipped, unplaceable European accent and delivered absurd lines with complete seriousness.
I am Frau Blucher.
The cast couldn't stay in character. Wilder cracked mid-line, Terry Garr turned away laughing, and crew members lost it. Instead of asking Leachman to tone it down, they cut around the laughter and built scenes from salvageable takes. The result was a hypnotic, scene-stealing character whose deadpan made everyone else chase her comedically. Her offer of Ovaltine to an exhausted Frankenstein became iconic precisely because she played it completely straight. Number 7. Terry Garr's last-second replacement. The studio originally cast a dramatic, classical actress for Inga. Tensions over tone and creative direction reopened the role just as cameras were being prepped. There was no formal audition. Gene Wilder quietly recommended Terry Garr. She arrived unrehearsed, yet instantly grasped the film's rhythm. She played Inga warm, playful, sincere, and completely in on the joke. Brooks watched her first read-through in silence, then smiled. She was the role. Her last-minute casting became one of the film's greatest strokes of luck. Number 8. Gene Hackman's one-day comedy experiment. Oscar winner Gene Hackman had zero parody experience but told Wilder at a tennis court that he wanted to try comedy once. Wilder offered him the blind hermit scene. Hackman shot it in a single day, accidentally burning the monster, breaking furniture, and delivering every line with total sincerity. An unexpected cameo became a comedy classic, proving dramatic actors can steal scenes through commitment alone. Number 9. Mel Brooks' hidden voice cameos. Gene Wilder banned Brooks from on-screen cameos to preserve the authentic 1930s spell. No modern faces or knowing winks to break the illusion. Brooks stayed behind the camera but couldn't resist sneaking in as the howling wolf, screeching cat, and distant train whistle. His fingerprints stayed in the film, his face didn't. It was the perfect compromise between Brooks's ego and Wilder's artistic vision. Number 10. Kenneth Strickfaden's garage full of history. To make the lab scenes feel authentic, Brooks and Wilder tracked down Kenneth Strickfaden, the man who built the original 1931 Frankenstein laboratory equipment. He still had every dusty working piece stored in his garage. Tesla coils, electrical arcs, massive switchboards. He shipped it all to set, and it fit perfectly. This wasn't parody, it was resurrection. The same equipment that brought Boris Karloff's monster to life sparked Peter Boyle's awakening 43 years later. Number 11. The thunderstorm that flooded everything. No digital effects existed, so thunderstorms were built practically. Pipes and tanks for rain, wind machines, flash rigs, and custom lighting. It worked too well. Rain pressure broke containment, lights shorted out, and the set flooded ankle deep. The crew thought lab scenes would be delayed for days. They dried everything overnight and shot the next morning. On screen, it looks like controlled chaos because it nearly was. Number 12. The dark truth behind Frau Blücher. Every time someone says Frau Blücher, terrified horses whinny off-screen. Brooks based the name on a real, cold, harsh figure from his childhood who left a lasting scar. The recurring gag carries genuine darkness and psychological truth beneath its surreal humor. Comedy often springs from pain, and this running joke proves it. Number 13. The title fight. Gene Wilder loved the ironic, literary title Young Frankenstein. The studio called it confusing and suggested alternatives like Frankenstein Returns or Son of Frankenstein the Comedy. Brooks refused. Wilder threatened to quit. The studio finally caved. The strange name stayed, and it's now impossible to imagine the film called anything else. Number 14. The Aerosmith Connection. Igor's throwaway line, "Walk This Way," where both characters limp identically, became a fan favorite. Years later, Aerosmith released their 1975 hit Walk This Way, and timing sparked rumors it was inspired by the film. The band never confirmed it, but the echo persists as one of pop culture's great coincidences. Number 15. The quiet release that exploded. The studio released the odd black and white film quietly. No big marketing, no holiday slot, no awards push. Word of mouth exploded. On a budget under $3 million, it grossed over $80 million, out-earning blockbusters with triple the budget and 10 times the promotion. Nobody expected it to work, which is why it worked so beautifully. Number 16. The Elders Who Believed. The authentic 1930s look, shadows, angles, pacing, laboratory design, fooled older audiences. Some genuinely thought it was a lost classic or misremembered seeing it as children decades earlier. Brooks never corrected them. He wanted the film to live inside the old movies it honored, and for some viewers, it genuinely did. Number 17. Oscar recognition and preservation. Young Frankenstein earned 2 Academy Award nominations for adapted screenplay and sound, though it lost to The Towering Inferno. Gene Wilder was proud the Academy noticed a pun-filled monster comedy at all. In 2003, the Library of Congress added it to the National Film Registry for its cultural, historical, and aesthetic significance, one of the few daring comedies preserved for future generations. Number 18. The Mock Funeral. The cast and crew bonded deeply during production. On wrap day, they held a mock funeral on set. Candles, shrouds, eulogies delivered in accents, mourning their characters. It was absurd yet deeply emotional, a fitting farewell to a strangely happy chapter in everyone's lives. Number 19. Mel Brooks' Monster Boots. The custom towering boots threw Peter Boyle off balance during filming. After production wrapped, Brooks took them home and wore them to Hollywood parties, clumping around to feel taller and funnier. They became his personal statement piece, a reminder that great comedy often requires walking in someone else's oversized shoes. Which behind-the-scenes secret surprised you most? And do you think the black and white decision made the film timeless? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, it's Frankenstein. Now like, subscribe, and share before the torch-wielding mob arrives. Thanks for watching.